G'day fellow flight simmers and random YouTubers. Well, hopefully today I'll be able to redeem myself, and because I'm going to be doing the RNAV approach to runway 16 in Melbourne, and this is it here, of course. Now, before I go on, I'd like to give a big shout out to a guy who actually went to the trouble of sending me a video. One of my subscribed, Aviation Chris. Thanks, Chris. The video helped a lot, and sort of the penny sort of dropped. Now, let me just talk you through it. I'm coming in from Hobart, so I'm doing what they call the Warrenade Alpha, and a few takeaways, and plus watching other videos with an RNAV approach. These are the things you have to do. First of all, you've got to take over the control of your speed, because unlike the ILS, where once you're on the final and you capture the glide slope, the speed's basically automatic. The auto throttle looks after everything. So the first thing you take over what they call have speed into vent. Okay, so and at 10 miles, you can see Belter is 11.6, but as you turn on to final and coming up to 10 miles, you really want to be configured for flaps 5 and flap 5 speed. So you take over the speed, and you've got total control of the speed. Now, the two things that weren't sort of sticking in my head. The first thing is, once you've dialed in the MCP altitude of 3,000, so you're descending down to 3,000, and then from Belter to Anbeam, you're sort of on 3,000. Now, a couple of miles before Anbeam, so at this point here, you dial in the minimum. Now, that's the minimum. If you're now on LNAV, VNAV, it's 810. Because it's a non-precision approach, add 40, so 850. But what you dial into the MCP is you round that up to the nearest 100, so 900. So 2 miles before Anbeam, I'll dial in 900, and it'll continue its descent. Now, this is the one that I couldn't sort of work out. Before you get to this point here, the final approach fix, or not before, as you're descending, to risk or to stop what they call altitude capture, 300 feet before or within 2,240, you'll dial in the 4,000. Otherwise, if you continue descending, you'll risk altitude capture if you don't change the MCP altitude to 4,000. So that's the I hope I've made that clear. So that's the sealer. That's where I wasn't doing it, and or that's what I wasn't, and I just couldn't get it through me thick head how to do it. So let's just hope it all works. Let's hope it doesn't go all tits up. If it goes tits up, well, I'll just sit here. Come 6 o'clock, I'll watch Sim, and I'll watch him, and I'll drink myself stupid. So that's plan B. Sit here, watch Sim, watch his Christmas special. If you guys don't know, if I'll see if I can put the link. But yeah, and just drink a bottle of Chardonnay, I think. But hopefully it'll work. I'm feeling quietly confident, but let's just see. Now, things happen pretty quickly, so, please. Actually, the missus brought me some chai tea. It's 35 degrees here today. Oh, last thing I want is chai tea. But anyhow. Oh, that's not bad, actually. So anyhow, let's get passing 10,000. Of course, that's transition. We hit the standard button, to go, and hopefully the QNH is still 1008, which it is. And passing 10,000. We hope. Okay, we chuck on our landing lights. You can see I've got the two rings there, 10 miles and 5 miles, or 4 miles actually, because if it's VMC conditions, you put 4 miles, as you can see. I'm not sure if you can see that. There's 4 miles and 10 miles. If it's IMC, you put a 5 mile ring. So I'm just going to take this to the side just to be a heads up reference for me. And you can see there's other things you have to do, by the way. You've got to make sure you're in VNAV. When you're doing the LNAV, you've got to make sure you're in VNAV, LNAV. Make sure you're on VNAV path. When I take over the speed into vent up here. And also you have to be within, if I can go down here, progress page, and I go to progress 4, you have to be, that's the RMP approach, you have to be at 0.3. So that's one of the conditions of being, of having the RNAV. You have to have that tolerance. So if we're down, you can see the MCP altitude is dialed down 3,000. Like I said, 2 nautical miles before I get to Anbin, which is, Anbin is there. I've got to dial in MCP altitude down to 900, and it'll start its descent. Not sure, did I, oh, by the way, sorry about the noise. Beautiful. Oh, I love wrecks. You can see there's a decel point there. That's when the nose up, it comes, the aircraft pitches a bit nose up, loses a bit of airspeed. So what we'll do, as we're turning, as we make the turn onto Belter, or approaching Belter, we'll take over the, we'll have speed into vent. We'll start manually controlling the speed. Before we get to Belter, we'll do flaps 1, and then as we turn onto final, do flaps 5. So see this arm here, that means I can have control over the throttles. That's basically what that arm means. But you can see I'm an LNAV, VNAV. Melbourne's there somewhere. Okay, so let's just hope it all works out and I don't look like an idiot. So speed into vent, flaps 1, you can see the flap indicator there. So we're going to bug down to the flap 1, and then as we make the turn to belter, or as we turn on to final, go flaps 5, bug down to flaps 5. Now we're approaching ambem, so let's bug down to 900. There's runway 16.
2500.
Arm the speed brake. Now this is the crucial part. At ambem we want to be 2,240. No, we don't. Sorry. At the, what am I talking about? At the final approach fix, MMLNF, that's it. We want to be at 2,240. So it looks like I'm on profile. Now this is where I start to bug up. I don't want to risk altitude capture. Pretty well spot on. So now I've bugged up to 4,000. Now I'm going to continue the descent, 4 miles, gear down, flaps 30, and VREF plus 5, VREF is 140, 139. So you can see I'm now on descent, and see there's a white bar there. If I'd hit that white bar, I would have risked altitude capture. See, there's on the side of the altitude, there's a white bar. So you've got to do that before you hit that white bar. You've got to set the missed approach altitude. So that there, now unless you want to see me bloody, what a shit pilot I am, watch me land, this could be fun. So you can see.
Approaching minimums. 4 minimums.